All right, before we go anywhere else, I want to say hi to my nephew David in Del Mar, California, because he is a loyal watcher of the
Is he a
Rant.
lawyer as well?
No, he's not.
Okay, just loyal. Okay.
Close.
Hey, David.
Loyal watcher of the
love
Rant.
you. Thanks
yes,
for watching,
thanks,
David.
All right, OSU in their situation.
Sure.
It's getting uglier by the game.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sit here and say that they're toast for bowl game, but they got another bye week.
Right.
I don't know if another bye week is going to do them any good. I think it could be a hindrance, to be honest with you.
This first drive was a beauty. They got Tyreek Hill the ball in a bunch of different ways.
So they try to kick it away from Lockett, kick it to the other kid.
So they go to number 33,
happens.
whoever that is, and there he goes.
Yeah. See ya. And does that mean see ya for the season for OSU?
Maybe.
Is this
look,
5-7
I would not make
them
them the favorite against Texas, even though that's in Stillwater. I think Texas is getting better, and it sure looks like OSU is regressing. And the more film people see on these guys, the better idea they have of how to attack them. OSU self-destructed in a lot of ways. I don't think they would have won last night playing even their very best game. But if you take away all the self-destructive things they did, you at least probably have a four-quarter ball game. But Kansas State is a team that does not self-destruct, and they do all the little things well. And last night you saw an OSU team that's got some talent, but they're young, and they did not do the little things well. And it ends up 48-14 on the scoreboard. Look at Tyler Lockett putting the move
Kevin
on.
Peterson, our friend from Wagner, had a great game 2 weeks ago against West Virginia. He did not have a good game yesterday, but
Tyler Lockett.
he's a good athlete.
Calvin Barnett and Tyler Lockett were on the same team there at Booker T. Washington. And when we talked to Calvin Barnett at Media Day a couple years ago, he talked about how Tyler wasn't even close to being the fastest guy on that Booker T team. Said he'd finish like middle of the pack in sprints. And you see right there just how important route running is. Apparently he's not that fast. I'm not sure I believe that. But by Booker T standards, he wasn't super, super fast.
You talk about Booker
that kid
T
knows how to play, though.
standards, Cayden. I've had a chance to see
Crazy
Booker T
talent.
the last 2 weeks. These kids are really fast.
Yeah, no doubt.
Even with sprained
No.
ankles. Grundy, Grundy played with a sprained ankle Friday night against Sand Springs and won the game for him.
He's a baller. I love watching
All right, speaking of the playoffs, our next four. You go first with your top 8.
I know I have Florida State number 1. They've won, 23 in a row, had to come back against Louisville. It's crazy how they keep coming back to win. I respect the win streak for Florida State. They're number 1. Mississippi State, not all that impressive against Arkansas, but still undefeated, did beat Auburn, so they're number 2. Auburn at 3. Boy, that's an impressive win, beating Ole Miss, even though I don't want to call it fluky, but certainly the Rebels had their chance at the very end. Heartbreaking the way that thing ended with Treadwell breaking his leg. Going into the end zone, we thought. Oregon at 4, and then just on the outside, TCU, Alabama. TCU, my mover this week, Notre Dame goes down.
All right, here is the look at my top 8, including the 4. And Cayden and I both have had Florida State number 1 over the last 3 weeks.
We love the Seminoles. We don't hate them like everyone else.
I moved Auburn way up, and I slipped Notre Dame down a little because of their close to disaster with Navy.
Also don't have a great
I am not completely sold on Oregon, and here's why.
Give it to me.
Because I went to a Pac-10 game last night, and it
hurts your eyes.
Now, they look slow. Now, I don't know if they look slow because I watched horse racing all day yesterday and then went to the game and saw the
they are slower
the
than
two-legged
horses.
versions not run as fast. But I don't know. It was kind of a weird game, and I am going to beat myself up on this because why I have Alabama so high, I think I have fallen into that trap.
We all do.
How can you not put Alabama in the top 5?
Absolutely.
Because they're Alabama.
Their best win is still West Virginia.
Yes. So
bad.
why are we doing that, Cayden? Explain
Because
it to
they're
me.
Alabama.
Why do we put Alabama there?
I think they've earned it. 3 national titles under Saban.
But that shouldn't count.
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. If we're only going by resume, 59-0 over Texas A&M is not good enough to put you at number 5.
A&M almost lost yesterday to a non-SEC team. Who'd they play? Louisiana?
They're a disaster
Monroe?
right now. Monroe, I think, 21-16. Didn't score in the second half. You're right. Alabama hasn't earned that yet. But they're going to have every opportunity to do so. Mississippi State and Auburn still coming up on the schedule. If they win out, and we all assume they will, they get the benefit of the doubt just like the Sooners do. Don't we give the Sooners the same benefit of the doubt every single year, just like this year?
But I don't think the Sooners get the benefit of the doubt in the state of Alabama or in SEC country. Whereas for some reason, the entire country is just has to have Alabama in the top 5 at least.
Saban's got us in a trance.
He really does.
You know what?
He coaches us. I think we're afraid that Saban's going to make us run 40-yard dashes.
I like how this rant started with your own full screen, your own top 8 list. Got y'all fired up. You're mad. You're mad about how I have Alabama. You're going to rant about it.
I can't believe
it. No, I think you're making a good point.
How could I fall
Take
into that
Alabama
trap?
off. Who needs
All
those
right.
guys up there?
By
Now,
the way-
they play LSU next week, so there's another
There you
chance
go.
at a quality win.
There you go. All right. So next week, do you think we'll get any more clearer as to, are we? How many elimination games do you think we have from the playoffs next week?
It's not that many next week. The slate's not incredible. OU Baylor obviously is important, and then TCU Kansas State is, I guess, now the game of the year in the Big 12. Kansas State's just got a brutal slate, but if TCU can beat Kansas State, they've played everybody. They've played OU and Baylor.
I'm surprised the Big 12 hasn't made the announcement that, wait, we're going to move the Kansas State TCU game to December 6th.
Yeah, why not do
make it a
that,
big
Big
game.
12? Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey,
how did you not see this coming back in January
you
or whatever?
You want front page news,
Yeah.
move the game.
That would have been it.
Be a little flexible like they are in the NFL.
Exactly.
That's NBC takes advantage of that.
That's right.
All right, they just introduced.
Just kicked off. Oklahoma City Thunder, we won't even get into that,
That's
but let's
right.
just say
Westbrook. What are we going to do? Westbrook. Now you tell me.
Apparently just lull people to sleep like the Denver Nuggets last night, who didn't even show up for 3 quarters.
Are you telling me that they're going to have to sell no-dos at the vendor machines?
That crowd last night, they thought it was a playoff game. They lifted the Thunder up. Those guys played hard. Only 8 guys. I thought they'd go 3-17 without Durant and Westbrook if they missed 20 games. So they've already got 1. They're 1-2. That's a good start. Those guys played hard. Brooks was all emotional about it last night.
Kendrick Perkins, my man.
He was fantastic.
30 pounds less. This
fantastic.
weight loss is making him jump higher, shoot better.
This injury stuff's got to be over with, right? I mean, this is the plagues of Egypt. This is awful. It just keeps coming.
I wonder how long it will take Westbrook to get his shooting touch back with that hand.
Some people would say not too long. He's not a great shooter anyway.
I knew you were going to say that.
They just shoot left-handed.
Beautiful.
Just shoot layups.
I love you, man. All right, Pittsburgh is leading somehow. This is how it's going for Pittsburgh, right? They line up for an extra point, they fumble the snap, and they get a 2-point conversion out of it.
That's right.
So it's going well for the Steelers now.
And I think that's the kid who played for Les Miles and pulled off a trick of some. I'm going to have to look that up. Wing for Pittsburgh.
Mean Joe Green was just honored at Heinz
right.
Field. All right,
Best.
We'll get you back. We'll see you next week on The Rant, everybody. For Cayden McFarland, Al Jerkins, have a great week, everybody.
Big Al's Rant with Cayden McFarland, powered by Jack Cassey Ford.